Hey everybody, welcome to part two of the choice tree tutorial for build game blocks. We're going to start out by cleaning up a few things. We're going to reset our initial text for the main story text to what will you do to give us a better idea of what that's going to look like as we use it. We're going to adjust the size of this as well so that it can take in much bigger globs of text and we'll kind of know where it is. We're also going to change the alignment here to a center align. That way, whatever we type out will be set to the center of the box we create. Next thing we're going to do is come in and we're going to update our scene variables. Instead of having our current choice set to 0, we're going to have it set to the text start. This is just a little bit cleaner of a way to get things going as we jump into the events. Now we're going to come into our event sheet and add our first event. We're going to add our initial condition and we're going to build our reset button here. This will allow us to test better and so that we can always get ourselves back to the initial state. So we're going to use the is pressed on the reset button. And now we're going to add in some actions to reset ourselves back to this state that we're in. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to reset our player choice 1 text back to the initial text. Now, if you are looking down through there and you don't see exactly what you're looking for, you can always use this action search box and then boom, text, label text, and then we will set that, as we know, back to go to town, which is the initial state for the player choice 1 button. So we'll save that, and now we have that action in there. Now here, we could add that all over again, or we can just copy this, paste it again, change the object real quickly in this editor to player choice 2, and then we can change that text right there back to runaway. It's really handy to be able to edit right here from the event sheet and not have to open up the larger editing window. So we'll paste another one. This time though, we'll double click and you see we can reopen the window here, and we can do it in this format if we choose not to edit it within the event sheet. So we'll change that back to go to sleep, and now we have all three of our buttons. We'll just reorganize those so it's a little more logical. Now we're going to add a few more actions. We're going to reset the text of the main story text back to our initial state, which is, what will you do? Question mark. Save that. Now what we're going to do is try to reset our variable that we just changed, current choice, to start. Now we don't see it in there. We can type current choice in there, and that also doesn't come up. So where we find the variables is you click on other actions, and there's the variable menu. And then we can change the variable value, set current choice, and we'll set that equal to start, which is our initial value for the current choice. Save that. And now we want to set our location text. Now we could set that manually to start, but a better idea is that we could set it to the variable value of our current choice. So if you start typing it in there, you'll see the variable pop up. You can click on that, it'll autofill, and we can save it. Now, another thing we're going to do here is we're going to set all of our buttons to show, because in the future, we will have the ability to hide some of those choices. So we just want to make sure that all of the buttons are set to re-show themselves. As you see, we can copy and paste again, and you can change it through this editor, or you can go in through that larger edit window. Now we're in here, we want to start adding our next set of events. You can see we can drag the reset button, but we only have one event right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to start adding our first choice events. So when you click on player choice 1, what is going to happen. So for that, we're going to choose the is clicked condition, hit OK. And now we can start adding all of our actions for the first time we click player choice 1. So the first thing we want to do is we want to update the story text. So that was the go to town button. So now we're going to change it to say, welcome to town. What next? And this will give them an idea of where they are and then tell them that they should do something next. We're going to change the text on all the player choice 1 and choice 2 and choice 3 to give them new options. So we'll search there for text. Instead of it saying go to town like it currently does, we will have it update to say visit the inn. And we'll save that. Now we're going to copy this, and we will do that for both player choice 2 and player choice 3. So we copy. And then paste. Change player choice to 2. Instead of visiting the inn with the second button, we will have that visit the castle. We'll paste that out again. We'll use player choice 3. We'll have that one visit the shoppy. So we'll So you'll notice here we're also able to search for variable from this venue. So you can click and go straight to changing a variable value from that. You cannot search the variable name, but you can search for the actions. So we'll set current choice to town. And then similar to what we did in the reset button, we're going to change the location text to equal what our current choice is. So now everything is set up for player choice 1. So when you click it, it will change all of the button names and it will change our current choice. So we're going to do this for both player choice 2 and player choice 3. So we copy and paste everything we've done, and then we come in and we will edit each of the buttons for those specific choices. So we're going to change the main story text. And this one was for run away. So we'll change it to you ran away. What next? So here you'll notice we kind of got things out of order. So we're going to drag the player choice 3 to the bottom. So it's just easier to visualize where the buttons are. So now we'll update our choices to run further. Lay down. And give up. Now we're also going to change the current choice variable. So instead of it being town, it will be run. And when we're setting variable names, it's usually nice to have simple variable names and to have them very consistent. So in this case, we're doing single word, all lowercase. So we'll try to keep that consistent throughout. And so now this is the go to sleep. Oh, you'll notice I did something wrong here and it's giving me a big error. I have a issue with my quotes after the Z's. So we need to come in here and fix that. Luckily, it gives us a big error in the scene event sheet here. So now we're going to change all of the text for the choices again for our go to sleep option. We're going to do some fun little Z's here. Update the final one. You'll notice it gives us that error until we put the second quote in. And then we're going to change the variable current choice here to sleep. So now we have all of our buttons set up so that they all take us to a different screen, and we're updating the current choice variable. So we're ready to preview it. So let's start clicking. Oh, welcome to town. What next? And you can see here that we're getting all of the changes and the reset button is working and we're getting everything going. You'll also notice up at the location text variable, it's updating with whatever our newest location is. But you'll also notice that if you click, it always is doing exactly what that button would do. So we're not blocking any of the actions quite yet. Thank you for watching part 2 of the choice tree video, and stay tuned for the third part and final part of this video. Thanks.